Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And I mentioned this some time ago. I've made a video talking about this, but I thought I'll probably better do a reminder. And that is, people say, well, martial law, trying to do martial law over the country, there's not enough troops and all this kind of stuff. Well, you know, a lot of people make statements when they don't really understand the whole aspect of what's going on. And the thing that caught my attention was private armies. Um, and the thing is, in Afghanistan, all that. I'm guessing. I don't keep up on this stuff, but I'm guessing probably half of the troops over there are hired. They're not U.S. military troops. They're contractors. Well, that's the nice way of saying mercenaries. And in other words, these people are at the point where there are guns for hire, and and I'm sure you know somebody that's a contractor out there. I mean, they make good money, really good money. But I mentioned United Nations troops. They don't make good money, but it's good money compared to where they're from. So that's how come the UN's got troops. Is hey, they got a job making more money than they would wherever they were from, and they got food, and they're that's why they're so corrupt. And Now they make it. What do you say? A career. That, and also you got to remember the countries they come from. Corruption is a big thing, and so when the time comes and the government thinks that they need martial law, get ready, because that doesn't always necessarily mean our government. It's well, as you can tell right now, our government isn't really acting like our government. And do you really believe that the military, our military, supports our government? Well, if our government doesn't really believe that, they would have no problems in hiring troops. Even though Americans, they'll be Americans, they could hire Americans, because all military. Once you've been in the military, well, then now they can hire you back as into their private army. And but the thing is, it's not, depending on the situation and what's happening. It may not be all over the United States. It may be just in certain areas they're going to have to call up the martial law. But if things don't turn out quite like everybody thinks, it may be foreign countries will be sending their troops over here. I mean, will Americans, shoot other Americans? I don't know. I mean, if the money's right, forget, these aren't military anymore. Now they're doing it for the money. So if the money's right, maybe they'll do it. But it doesn't make any difference, because they'll be able to bring other soldiers from other countries and bring them in, and then they're going to be watching over us poor American dumb folk people. Flyover country that everybody thinks we're dumb folk. So, so then they can bring these other private troops in from other countries. And I'm not saying our government would do it. I'm saying, if this comes to a free-for-all, they've got China. China has got investments in the United States that they would probably want to watch over. And so they would send a security force over. England's got, petroleum, British Petroleum. They might, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sure somebody's thought about this stuff. I mean, most things like this isn't just thought up just all of a sudden like that. It's been going for a while. They've been thinking on it. So, and then let's say there are these foreign forces that are privately owned. They're mercenaries for whatever. You don't even know who's hiring them. You won't even know. Some of them you'll be able to see. You'll hear them talk, but you'll see, these aren't the same. The equipment they're using. There's things you're going to tell. They're different. And but how do you obey? I mean, they're the ones with the guns. So do you obey them? We're in turmoil. Things are going on. And what happens? What rules do they have? Rules of engagement. What rules of engagements do they have? In other words, they could just shoot you just for whatever. Are they going to get in trouble? How would they get in trouble? And who would they answer to? They're getting paid. I don't know. When I think about it, I'm not sure. I don't know if these foreign countries would bring their military in the United States. This would be a tough one. I don't know. They might bring them in to start with, and then things don't work out quite so well, and then they'll bring in their private armies, or they may bring in their private armies to start with because they don't want to look like they're getting their hands dirty, getting involved in it yet. So then they'll let the private armies come in and get the blunt of the criticism and what's going on. I think this is something you need to be thinking on. What is going to be, what would be your reaction? How would you go along? Okay, just let them do their thing. This is Chinese property. Just let the Chinese take care of their own stuff, or I don't know. What would be your thoughts on something like that? But it's just just thinking. And I know when I came back from Vietnam, I was out 19, and I was out, and I was faced with Israel. Israel was hiring at that time. And those are the ones that I talked to. But there was other different organizations that would be trying to get you to hire on to whatever causes they have. I told you I'm a travel companion. I'm not a bodyguard. In other words, people don't tell me what I need to do. I know how to be a companion, and I know when bad things we don't want to be around, and so we can leave. I know what that is. I don't want to be a mercenary, and then you're hiring me to go with you and protect you, and I don't know what we're going to get into and what we're going to do. Morally, I can do that, but if I'm doing it for the money, it'd be a different story. But these are just things to think on. This Mike, NoStressMike.com.